Well, time to get my demo dog out. See what we can get going here. Hi. This guy's too rough in training. He doesn't really know what he's doing, but this guy's my demo dog. Mike, let's go. Get to work. Get over here. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Let's go. Let's go. Stop playing around. Let's get to work, folks.
All right, folks. Don't you guys ever know how to get serious and train? All right? It's a serious thing. All right. Okay. What this video is about is actually getting your dog to do off-leash heel using the style. Now, off-leash heel doesn't mean your dog just will heel off-leash. In this style, remember, it means that they heel off-leash but actually understand specific rules about heeling off-leash. That it's, that they, we're teaching the dog how to do gentle discipline. We're teaching them gentle discipline. That they have to do it, but they also still know all the warnings, and that, that they will get corrected if they don't do it. But we do it as fair as possible. So, I had the remote training collar on. Earl was bad. He put me in the kennel and left me there for a few hours with the remote on. Remember, don't do that. Don't leave your dog in there with it. It's only be in one spot for about 2 hours. So I was in there about 3 hours. He went to lunch and he came back. He came back later. But this is how we do phase 3 off-leash heel. Remember, make sure you went through all the other steps. Make sure you did phase 1 heel where you taught the dog what the word means. Phase 2 heel, where you taught them what the correction means and how to avoid the correction. Phase 3, where we taught them, what the remote correction, means and how to avoid it. Now, you would not go to off-leash heel until, I'll hold the leash first. Until on the leash, on the left-handed heel, your dog is definitely seems to be responding the right way on the leash, meaning your dog is distracted, they get a correction, and they actually respond to the remote and not to the leash. All right, so it would kind of look like this. We're heeling around,
Like heel,
and I go like this. He says heel, and I kind of come forward. All right, I never had to hit the end of the leash, and that's for all different directions. All right, you want to do it that way. Now, when we do the off-leash heel, you do have the option, we call it a heelerama, it's a little thing we made, and you can kind of be creative making things. What we did with this, actually, let me bring it up to the camera. Is what we have here, this is just a piece of 550 cord attached to the end of like a training tab, and we used a very special, we used a very strong knot just to make sure that nothing falls apart. And what we do is just kind of like as a little extra thing, is we'll put it usually on a belt, loop it around the belt like so. You want to go up to the camera? We don't really have a cameraman. We have a low budget, and that kind of hooks the dog to your left side. So now what happens is you can hook this onto the dog's training collar, not the remote, but I'm not holding the pinch, I'll just pretend, to their pinch collar, their good dog collar, their halty, their, whatever, their easy walker harness, whatever you use as a phase 2 collar. And what this gets the dog used to is not holding the leash. All right, the heelerama, you make them long enough so that when you're walking, it's usually going to be a little bit longer than what the leash would be when it's on the dog. If this was on a dog, this would actually be pretty. We have a decent amount of space over here that they will get corrected from the remote, and we want to see if they respond the right way. And if they don't respond the right way, you still have this little safety net of them being on a cord. This is 550-pound strength, so you can still help them. All right. So what you're looking for is something that looks like this. We'll just walk around the back half of the room.
Thank you.
So we're walking, and it feels really free. But now every time I mess up, if I go here and Earl goes that way, you're looking for the dog to respond the right way. If I go slow and Earl speeds up.
Good boy.
Good. So every time I would get corrected from the remote, he wants to see that I'm consistently responding the right way.
Good boy.
Right? He would never ever put his hand on the heelorama. If you have to put your hand on the heelorama to put the dog in position, it means you're definitely not even at the point where you should be using the heelorama. You should go back and be on the leash. This is just a safety net. It should be the equivalent as if you were doing off-leash heel. It's just to kind of test the dog out if you're going to try this with a dog where you're not in a fenced-in area or in an enclosed, or within an enclosed room, because we want to take safety into consideration. But if the dog does well on this, or even like sometimes you can skip this, but I like to really use it. But if you don't use this, you want to make sure the dog is really good on the leash and practice the off-leash heel in an enclosed room or a fenced-in safe area until you know your dog understands this. The other thing I like the dog to know before we take the dog off leash is even though you can start the heel with the remote before the come, I like to have the off-leash come finished before I do the off-leash heel. Because if the dog gets confused on the off-leash heel, you can always have the dog actually come to you. To actually come and then continue moving. So take off the heelorama. Now the trick with starting the dog on the off-leash heel is use all the same techniques you've done, straight through, from phase 2 on, except very short spurts, lots of treats. And so what it would look like, the first ones, is literally just a couple of steps. All right, so if he tries, usually I do a couple of laps with the dog on the leash, and then I unhook the dog, and we do something very, very short like this.
Mike heel. Good boy. Free.
Good. And that would be about it. And I would get a treat. All right. And I would get a treat. Same thing now. Same thing. You maintain those courtesy turns. We did in phase 3. So if I'm over here in front of Earl, and same thing, he wants to do a short spurt, it will look like this.
Mike heel. Good boy. Free.
Good. And I get a treat. Now, what we're also going to test now is you do a little bit longer spurts. When you do the longer spurts, you see if the dog is responding the right way. But generally, like I said, you don't want to do more than one correction, especially on these, before you free them up if they do the right thing. All right, so this is what it looks like.
Mike heel. Good boy. Heel. Good boy. Free.
Good. All right, so if the dog did that, that would be good. We see they're reacting the right way to the correction. The leash is no longer on. So we'll do another spurt.
Mike heel. Good boy. Very good. Heel. Good. Good. He's quick. Free.
All right, now there's a few things that can go wrong you want to be prepared for. One is if the dog totally just gets lost, all right? You want to, remember, use encouragement if you can. There's a difference between the dog seeming confused and the dog just disobeying, all right? If the dog, if Earl starts heeling, and he goes this, and he just starts heeling, and I'm just sniffing the ground, and he's correcting me, that's disobeying, all right? And he would just do the normal correction. All right, so you can correct me.
Heel.
Good
boy.
Good. But if he does something and I look honestly confused, like I'm lost, don't go to the correction if the dog looks like he's trying. It's brand new. They're not attached to anything. Encourage them. All right, so this is what that might look like. Encourage them. You could snap your fingers, take out a treat, do your courtesy turns to the right. But be consistent. As soon as they start coming with you, praise. I can show you how a dog can get lost, like on a turn, for instance. They could accidentally come behind your back. You do the move, and they kind of miss it, and they're totally caught off guard because they've never been in that position. So let's see what that looks like.
Mike heel. Good boy. Good boy. Heel. Heel. Good boy. Good.
Good. All right. Now Earl actually didn't correct there. All right. So he's just encouraging me. He didn't press the button. We'll do that again. So I'll be confused again.
Mike, heel. Good boy. Good. Heel. 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 Good boy. Free.
Good. So I kind of got mixed up. Taz was in my way. I was confused. He's encouraged me. So Earl was encouraging me. So that's where the judgment calls. Is the dog disobeying? Is the dog really just confused with the situation? All right. So now we're going to do some more where I'm just basically, making honest mistakes, disobeying, where he's going to give me the correction, and we're going to see I'm reacting the right way.
Mike, heel. Good boy. Good. Good boy.
Good. Good. I responded to the warning.
Good.
Good.
Boy.
Responded to the slow step.
Good.
Good.
Good boy. Heel. Good boy.
Responding the right way. All right. Now, another thing that could go wrong is the dog could get so thrown off, like the dog does something like this when he's heeling. This goes way
Heel.
over here, and you say heel, and they've never been corrected for a heel further than 6 feet away from the handler. So they get a little confused. This is why I like to have a good off-leash come before I do this with the remote, because it's a little bit easier to teach them. So if I get confused, I'm like, wow, I've never been this far away from Earl before with the heel, what you could do is you could just tell them come, and then once they start coming, you can even correct them for come the proper way, come, no come. And as I get closer to Earl again, he can just then say heel.
Good.
And start walking again, all right? So we'll look at that in real speed. We're heeling, everything is going good. I just make a huge mistake.
Heel. Mike, come. No, come. Good boy. Good boy. Heel. Good boy.
Good.
Very good. Free.
All right. All right, so it's basically how it goes, all right? Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to show a little bit with Taz. Taz hasn't done heel with the remote in a while, so you're here for boredom. I'm going to do a little brush up. We're going to see what it looks like on a heel-orama with him. We're not even sure what level he usually responds to, so we're going to go to a really, really low level and see what he does. I'm going to take my head off, my ears off. I'm burning up. Okay, so he's going to do on the heel-orama first, and we just did before in another video. We're shooting these all on the same day. The phase 2 with the leash, and he definitely seemed to still understand that. So watch Earl work on the heel-orama with him. You're good.
Heel.
Good.
Good boy.
See, so we're focusing.
Good boy. Heel. Good boy.
Good.
Good.
So he's not going to touch that string. Good. You need treats? You got treats? So he's not going to touch that string. It's just a safety. And when you hear Earl say heel, he's correcting him with the remote. All right? So we want to see he's responding the right way.
Good boy.
Notice the heel-orama is very, very loose.
Good boy.
Just a safety net.
Good boy. Free. That's my little boy.
He's doing all of his warnings with him.
Good. Good. Just in case you were curious, Taz is at level 10 right now, okay?
Okay.
Taz heel. Good boy. Good.
Good. He's responding to all the steps.
Good.
It's really good. And you can go around the whole room now, Earl, because I have the camera.
Good boy, okay.
To
Good
speeds
boy.
up. Good. So Earl's.
Heel. Good. Good boy.
So even if Taz is doing pretty good, you can test the dog by just throwing in side steps and speed steps to see if the dog, adjusts to you anyway. You see how Earl did?
Free.
You don't have to wait for them to do something wrong. All
Taz
right.
heel. Good boy. Good buddy. Good. Good boy.
Now Taz is doing good. We would probably, do this a little more with him because he's slightly rusty. But just to give you an example now with the off-leash, if we were doing the off-leash for the first time, it's going to be very short spurts because to set the dog up for success. See, now he's off the heel-orama.
Free.
Good.
Good boy.
He's going to do short spurts, and start a heel with him out of position just to show that courtesy turn again to the
Sure.
right. So maybe start off in front of him.
Taz, heel. Good
Good.
boy.
Speeds
Good.
up. He fixes himself. Good.
Good boy. Free.
Nice.
Attaboy.
See that? Taz responded to a speed up and a slow down.
Good.
This is really complicated. That's why you want to really study these videos, study the charts. You're not going to be perfect at this. First time you try this on a dog.
Good boy.
And definitely use your treats while you're teaching the dogs.
Good boy. Good boy. Free.
Good.
My boy. Good.
Good job, Taz.
Good boy, bud. You remember, right? Taz, heel. Good. Good boy.
Nice. Nice.
Good boy. Free. Especially during the heel, folks. I usually refer to the praise as like the invisible leash.
Don't say folks, that's my word.
Yeah, I hijack folks. I really find that, especially right now, the dog's really working with you. A little bit of praise goes a long way with the dog. It's a little confused with that gray area when you're doing off-leash stuff. So, especially if you're on camera or even if no one's around, that extra praise, you'll see that really good reaction from the dog. Right, buddy? You're my buddy?
Let's see. Bring him over here. I'll call him over to show you how.
Oh, sure.
He's going to do a recall right into a heel. We're just going to kind of simulate if he was really confused and thrown off. Taz,
Get over here.
and give him some goodies over here. So go over on that side of the room.
Yep.
So I'm giving him goodies. And this is just going to simulate like what it would look like if the dog was really thrown off in the middle of the heel. Once they get more than like 6 feet away from you, it's actually, dogs are weird. Like, if they never experienced being corrected for a heel more than 6 foot away from you, because they've always been on a 6 foot leash when you did a heel, they may get confused if you said heel from far away. They may do it, but they may not. So a lot of times in the beginning, to set them up for success, if they knew the recall, do the recall, and once they're within 6 foot of you, do a courtesy turn, and then just tell them heel, and just go right into the heel. So watch how Earl does it.
Taz, come. Good boy. Good boy. Heel. Good boy.
There we go.
That's my boy.
Some
Good.
good stuff right there.
Good boy, Taz. Good boy. Very nice, right?
All right.
Good boy. Free. Hello, boy.
Notice how he still keeps his front paws behind his left foot and all that kind of stuff. Right? Practice makes perfect. This is the most complicated thing I would think anyone would have to learn. With this system. So don't get frustrated. Use support forums and stuff if you need, if you need some help with this. And do not practice this in an area that's not safe, all right? In an enclosed environment until you know your dog has this, really knows this well, and then still consider leash laws, and the safety of others. If you're dealing with an aggression case, we still will get the dog to listen off leash, mostly for when we're controlling the dog in safe and closed environments and around the house. We would still use a muzzle out in public. We'd use a Healerama when we were practicing. Be responsible when it comes to to having your dog off leash. Absolutely no training is 100%. All right, but this brings you obviously closer to better obedience, than not teaching the dog rules and discipline when it comes to following you around off leash. Okay, anything you got to add on that?
Nothing I can think of. Just it's very important not to get so cocky. I mean, it's good to be happy when you see good results, but just because the dog's doing an off-leash heel, don't think that there's some kind of robot. If the dog struggles with aggression or struggles with some kind of stimuli like cars and buses, and you're going to be going anywhere near there, don't be scared to use the left-handed heel technique you saw earlier or the Healerama and maintain a safe working distance. So God forbid the dog doesn't get confused, decide to make an impulsive decision, they jump into the traffic or go towards somebody and possibly endanger someone. Keep safety as a real priority.
Oh, and I got one more thing to add. It's about the naked lady. The naked lady thing. The naked lady is a very important thing to talk about. And this applies even to, that's a good thing I told you in the earlier videos to watch all the training videos, before you even start the heel. is I started, right in phase 3, with the remote, even in phase 2, is I call it the naked lady theory. When your dog gets out of position, the sooner you respond, the better. All right. Before, suppose your dog has dog aggression issues, and you pass by another dog, they're going to notice that other dog before they actually just go right to actually lunging. All right. Yeah, before they go to actual lunging. So you want to be able to get them back in position before their adrenaline escalates to the point we have to correct them harder, or it's almost impossible to actually correct them. So with the naked lady, method is suppose I'm walking down the street with my wife, all right, and suddenly a naked lady crosses the street. Now, of course, I'm going to notice that naked lady, right? I'm only human. If it was a naked, big, hairy, naked man, I'm going to notice that too, But the point is, the naked lady, the moment I notice it, I better understand that I better get my attention back on my wife as soon as possible, all right? My beautiful wife and family. I have no reason to be looking at naked ladies. Only her. All right. So I look the naked lady crossing the street. Of course, I'm going to notice it. Just like, of course, your dog's going to notice a squirrel or another dog. But as soon as they notice it, you want that to be a cue to them and a cue to me to give even extra attention to my wife, or the dog to give extra attention to you. Because you're going to teach your dog, even if they're in the right heel position, if they turn their head to look at something that could be a distraction for them, right away they're going to learn, for some reason, whenever I look at that squirrel or a dog, or my owner is going to shift positions. So it's a good time to do a side step or a fast step immediately when they actually look at something. I'll kind of give you an example of how it works with Taz. I'm going to be, and same thing here, if I see a naked lady, I know I better put my attention back on my wife, or I'm going to be, I'll get a slap in the face, or I'm going to be dealing with it for a long time, if I'm going to be hearing about it all day, all right? So I'm not going to look at it. Now watch Taz. I'm going to be the dog here. Earl's going to heel with Taz, right? So Earl's going to heel with Taz.
Taz, come. Good.
All right. Boy. Now I'm going to distract Taz with this dog. Good. And as soon as Taz even looks at this, even if he's in the right position, Earl is going to actually shift. All right. So I'll do it probably when you're on that side of the room. So watch Earl's face and watch Taz's face and watch how quick Earl responds.
Good boy. Good boy.
As soon as Taz looks, he responds.
Good boy. Good boy. Good buddy. You don't fall for Uncle Mike's tricks. Good boy. Good.
So,
boy.
It's important, all right? Timing is everything. If you don't want the dog to do behavior, don't let a dog be staring at something, for 5 seconds before you respond. Even if they're in the right position, all right? And it's something that could potentially, if it's something that if they're not looking at you and you could sneak away from them on an off-leash heel, they're not giving you enough attention, all right? So, that includes sniffing the ground if you practice in the grass, all right? Once they're sniffing the ground, that's it. You lost their attention. All right, so that's it for this video. We got a lesson coming, and I think Taz is shot. All right, thanks for helping us.
Keep it short.
Helping us, Taz. All right.
Go boy, bud.
All right, let's. How do we end this one? Earl's gonna say a joke. Better be funny.
No problem. That's all, folks.
Really love embarrassing Earl, right?
Very easy.
Awkward still.
I feel the heat going up my back and the sweat starting to pour on my shirt.
All right, folks. We'll stop torturing you.